We're going to have rounds of rain this week for sure, and we're definitely dealing with some rain right now. But we are now in December. December 1st kicks off meteorological winter, which includes December, January, and February. But specifically for this month, here's a look at the norms. And on average, again, our average high to start the month is around the mid-60s. By the end of the month, the average high drops to the upper 50s, and we usually get quite a bit of rain in December, on average getting more than 5 inches. And we are kicking off the month with some rain. And here's a look at some of the estimates thus far with today's rainfall. There have been some really light showers for the area that you don't see any totals there, but we did have some drizzly rain and some very light activity in those what looks to be dry spots. But on average, most spots thus far have picked up less than 1/4 of an inch, but we have more rain that's in store for the week. So here's a bit of a view of what's happening on our first alert radar. We do still have some downpours taking place in Choctaw County, indicated by the moderate to heavy rain, by the orange and the yellows that you see. That's what that represents. Over in Clark County, some steady rainfall there, light to moderate. We have some moderate to heavy rain also falling throughout portions of Sumter County and even in the Lauderdale County area. Right now, Meridian, though, it's relatively light. As you head north towards Philadelphia, we were getting another wave of rain. We've seen a few waves today, but we're expecting another round as we head towards the end of the week. This is the first round for this work week. The northern extent of that, they're dealing with snow across the Midwest, and then this is all affiliated with the surface area of low pressure as well as an upper level feature that's kind of riding towards the east. So it's going to be unsettled as we go through the night. However, this low is going to move towards the north and east as we work through the day on our Tuesday. So for the most part, your Tuesday will be dry, just a bit cloudy in the morning. Our Wednesday looks pretty good. This is viewed about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but then our next wave will start to develop another area of low pressure in the Gulf by the end of the work week. This is Thursday, and that's going to spill over some rain towards our neck of the woods Thursday into our Friday. So we have to deal with wet weather by the end of the week. So what we picked up for today and what we could pick up through Friday, on average in total for the week, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches. But locally, there could be more, especially if you're south of the I-20 corridor. So here's a closer view. Again, as we head towards the next hour or so, we're still going to have a good coverage of rain. 3 a.m. starts to break up a bit, but we're going to have the scattered light coverage of rain. And then by daybreak on our Tuesday, we're expecting maybe some drizzle to linger, but otherwise just a cloudy kickoff. Midday, still keeping those clouds around, but we're expecting through the afternoon the clouds to give way to more of a clearing trend, and that's not going to help much because it's still going to be well below the average, which you'll see coming up. But right now, we have temperatures into the 40s and 50s, 51 in the metro of Meridian, 45 for Philadelphia, 48 at this hour for Newton, and it feels cooler than the actual temperature because of the little wind that we have out there. Lows for tonight will bottom out in the range of 30s to 40. It's going to be a little tricky, though, considering that temperatures will gradually drop after midnight and maybe even throughout the day tomorrow. It's going to be a hard time for temps to climb. We're only expecting 40s for highs, so definitely a chilly day. And here's that tree lighting forecast in case you're heading out to see it lit on, let's say, the City Hall lawn at about 6 o'clock or so. Again, the forecast is calling for rather chilly conditions, so make sure you dress warmly. Otherwise, though, get ready for what's going to be a freeze Tuesday night into our Wednesday morning first alert. We're going to have widespread 20s. So here's a 10-day forecast of 10. Again, we do have that hazard sign because Wednesday morning will be the next freeze that we'll have to deal with, but keeping it cool all week long. And again, our next chance of rain comes at the end of the week. The weekend, though, looks a little warmer and relatively dry.